In last video we discussed about p-type and n-type semiconductor, how they are formed. Okay, now in this class we will discuss about p-n junction diode. Now p-n junction diode means it is a combination of p-type and n-type semiconductor. Okay, this is also called diode. See here, this is a p side, this is a p-type semiconductor, this is an n-type semiconductor, and they are combined with one another. Now if you remember, in p side the majority carriers were the holes and the minority carriers were the electrons. So the red circles that I have made, these are holes, and that small dot that I have made, these are electrons, which are present in a very few numbers. In n side, what we have, in n side the majority carriers are electrons. So you can see the dot, the black dot that I have used, or the blue dot that I have used, it is the electron, and the red circles, only few numbers, these are holes. Okay, the symbol of a p-n junction is this one. This is the symbol. The triangular side is the p side and the bar is the n side. This bar is the n side. Okay, now we will see the theory, because generally this chapter is based on theory only, so you have to understand the theory itself. Okay, so when this p side and n side are combined, then what will happen? Some of the electron from n side will diffuse to p side. Diffuse, because diffusion means it is the process of movement of particles from higher concentration region to lower concentration region. So in n side the number of electron is more, so that is the higher concentration part of electron, and p side number of electrons are very small, so there is a lower concentration part of electron. So electrons are supposed to move from n side to p side through this junction. Okay, similarly from p sides, since majority carriers in p side is hole, so for hole p side is the higher concentration region and n side is the lower concentration region. So some holes will transfer from p side to n side and some electron will move from n side to p side. This process of diffusion will continue for a particular time. For how much time this process will continue? So remember that when some electrons from n side are diffusing to side p, here they will gather like this, this dot, this one, these are electrons. So these electrons will gather at the junction, and when they gather in sufficient number, they will not allow any further movement of electron from n side to p side, because now they will start repelling the incoming electrons. Okay, in the same way, when some holes are gathered in n side like this, so these holes, what they will do, they will restrict. After some time they will also not allow any movement of hole from p side to n side, because now they will also repel. So that means in this junction, in one side we are getting some electrons, in one side we are getting some holes, which are actually producing an electric field here in the junction region. So electric field means what? From positive to negative the direction of electric field is. So here, due to presence of these holes, it is creating the positive terminal. Due to creation of due to movement of the electrons, some electrons are gathered here. So this is forming the negative part of the you can say a battery, and this battery, which is assumed, we are assuming a battery somewhere here, we are assuming, okay, it is not actually present, but we are assuming, because this side is behaving like positive of battery and this side is behaving like negative of battery, and this battery is called fictitious battery. What is this battery? It is a fictitious battery. So that's what I have written here. Now you can see fictitious battery. So it is an assumed battery, or in other words, it is creating an electric field in this junction region. So in this junction region, whatever electrons or if some charge particles were present also, those charge particles will be pulled or will be pushed by the electric field. Suppose in this junction region some negative charges were present, so those negative charges will be pulled by which part of the fictitious battery? The positive part of the fictitious battery. And if some positive charges were there, they will be pulled by the negative part of the fictitious battery. Or in simple word, in this region we will not get any free charge, because if they are present also, they will be pulled by the or pushed by the fictitious battery. So this charge free region at the junction of p-n junction diode is called depletion region, which is free from any free charge carrier. And the fictitious battery is providing some potential difference. This is called barrier potential. So here we are getting two terms, barrier potential created at the junction, and the junction which is free from any free charge carrier, this is called the depletion region. Okay, so we got these two terms. Now this barrier potential for silicon semiconductor, if this semiconductor is made of silicon where some n-type and some pentavalent and trivalent impurities are added, but the main material, if it is silicon, in that case the barrier potential is nearly 0.7 volt. That means the fictitious battery is providing how much potential? Around 0.7 volt. And if it is of germanium, it is providing around 0.3 volt potential. Okay, then next is forward and reverse bias of p-n junction diode. See, generally when we connect a battery across a p-n junction diode, the diode comes or we get the diode in two modes. One is called forward bias mode, the other one is called reverse bias mode. Now what is forward bias mode and what is reverse bias mode? So you can see in the diagram that I have drawn, in forward bias mode you can see that this is a battery. How the battery is connected? The positive of the battery is connected with p side, the negative of the battery is connected with n side, and this connection is called forward bias. And in forward bias what happened is, since this positive side is connected with this p side, what will happen? It will push all the holes through this depletion region in the n side. Okay, and similarly the electrons present in n side will be pushed by this negative side of the battery in p side. So there will be a movement of charge now, and if movement of charge takes place, then there will be current also in the circuit. So how the current will flow? Since holes are going this way, current will be like this only, no? Holes are the positive charge carrier. Or in other word, if you think like electrons are moving in this way, so if electron is going like this, current should be opposite to the direction of electron. So in this way current in the circuit will be observed, and these currents are due to the majority carriers, due to the majority charge carrier. Because see, from p side which type of charge carrier is flowing? Holes. From n side, electrons. So they are the majority carrier in their respective sides, and the current obtained is in the order of milliampere. In forward bias, the current that we are getting is in the order of milliampere. And one very important thing, that in this mode of connection or in forward bias, depletion region gets thinner, right? Why depletion region gets thinner in this case? See, we can think it in this way, that if this is the negative positive side, and if these are the electrons present here, just a second, these are the electrons present here. Okay, what they will do, what it will do, this electron first it will fall into this hole, then it will fall into this hole, then it will fall into this hole. So in that case, this way the electron will be pulled by this positive side of the battery. And once the electrons are pulled by this positive side of the battery, in the place of electron what we are getting? We are getting some holes. right? We are getting some holes. Now this negative side, what it will do? This negative side will push the electrons, and as a result these electrons will occupy the place of the holes. Okay, so can we say here that these electrons, when they are occupying the place of this hole, after some time what will happen? When you increase this potential, if you increase more, then this electron will be pushed more this side, right? This electron will be pushed again further more this side. So in that case the electrons are actually uh, getting inside the depletion region, and after some time the depletion region will start, it will get thinner, and after some time there will be no existence of this depletion region. Okay, so in forward bias the depletion region gets thinner, fine, because it is, this positive side is attracting the electrons are, and this negative side is repelling the electrons, and these electrons are actually getting inside the depletion region, and once they are getting inside the depletion region is getting thinner. Alright, then that is a forward bias, and we have to draw two graphs. One is called forward characteristics, the other one is called reverse characteristics. So characteristics means it is graph. What type of graph is that? Current versus voltage. Current along y-axis, voltage along x-axis, and the shape of the graph is like this. Okay, now why the shape of the graph is like this? The reason is that, see, if this potential does not exceed the barrier potential means it is actually creating a barrier in the movement of the charge carrier. So if it does not exceed the barrier potential, then we will not get any current in the circuit. So as I told you that the value of barrier potential, it can be 0.7 for silicon, 0.3 for germanium. Suppose we have taken silicon and the value of this barrier potential is 0.7, and we are increasing this potential from 0 to a particular value, suppose from 0 to 2 volt. So how it will increase? From 0, then 0.1, 0.2. Will we get any current at 0.1? No, because barrier potential is 0.7. 0.2, no current. 0.3, no current. We will get the current once it exceeds 0.7. So you can see in this region there is no current. Potential is increasing but current is not increasing due to the presence of this barrier potential, and after this the current starts increasing in this way. Alright, so the value of potential after which the current in the circuit starts growing, this value of potential in this characteristic or in this graph is called knee voltage, K-N-E-E, knee voltage. So what is knee voltage? In forward characteristic of PN junction diode, knee voltage is the voltage beyond which the current in the circuit increases significantly. Okay, this is the knee voltage. So this is about forward bias. Then reverse bias. In reverse bias you can see that the connection is just reversed, means this negative side is connected with P side and positive side is connected with N side. So in this connection what happened is, see, if this is the negative side, what it will do? It will not allowing these holes to cross the depletion region, because it is not pushing the holes, instead it is pulling the holes. Pulling means the holes will not obviously come out of it, but it is pulling the holes towards this side. Okay, then how we are getting some current in the circuit? See, the current that I have drawn here is in microampere order, very small. Micro means 10 to the power minus 6 order. So this current is obtained due to the fact that in P side we have few numbers of electrons, those are the minority carrier. Now if this is N side, I mean negative side, this negative side will push the minority carriers, means the electron present in P side, through the depletion region towards N side. Similarly in N side what we have? Majority carriers are electrons, so electrons are not allowed to pass this barrier potential or the depletion region. So which particles are allowed to pass the depletion region? The minority holes which are present in n side. So that is why the current we are getting in the circuit, but that current is due to the minority charge carrier remain in the which are there in the p side or n side. So since minority means very less in number, so that is why we are getting the current in microampere order. And when we draw the reverse characteristics, you see that this graph we are drawing in negative quadrant, right? This one, negative quadrant. The reason is that because it is in reverse bias. Just to show that it is in reverse bias means opposite bias, we are drawing the graph in negative quadrant. And you can see that how the value of the graph is changing. Initially very small current is increasing in a very small extent, and then after that, after this point, suddenly the current increases in the circuit. This point is called the breakdown voltage or the Zener voltage. So Zener voltage or breakdown voltage means at this voltage the diode will no more remain in working condition. The reason is that when a very high voltage is applied across this in reverse bias mode, the diode cannot work at that particular voltage. The reason means there will be some kind of breakdown. We call it avalanche breakdown. What is avalanche breakdown? I will discuss in next video, but for this time being, you remember that at a particular voltage or at a particular potential, suppose at this potential, when the current in this potential, okay, when the current in the circuit abruptly increasing at this potential, the diode is no more in working condition. Okay, so this voltage is called breakdown voltage or Zener voltage. And what is the reason behind it? As I told you, it is called avalanche breakdown. So this avalanche breakdown we will discuss in next video. And another thing, in this one, in reverse bias, the depletion region gets broadening of depletion region takes place. In this case it gets thinner, in this case it will get thicker. Okay, so for today this much only. We'll discuss the rest part, that is avalanche breakdown, in next video.